We've got the hood off, and we're going to take this engine cover off just so it's easier for you to see, but you don't have to do this. Remove this breather hose from the intake. Squeeze the clamp with some needle nose pliers. Move the clamp down the hose. Pull the hose off the plastic tube. Okay. Remove the hose clamp from the intake tube. You can use a flat bladed screwdriver or an 8mm socket. Sometimes these clamps use an 8mm. This clamp actually on here is a 10. So I'm just going to switch sockets. Once it's loose, pull it over there. I'm going to pull the hose off the throttle body. Pull the hose off the mass airflow meter. Move this out of the way. This lifts out. I'll put this aside. This is the electronic throttle body. It will require a relearn process after we replace it, and we're going to show you how to do that before we're done. To start, I'll remove this electrical connector here. There's a lock on the back. I'm going to push in and then wiggle the connector off. There are no coolant lines going to this throttle body, so we don't need to drain any coolant. It's held on with 4 5mm Allen head bolts. So I'm just going to start by removing those. Those loose, I'm just going to use my Allen head socket and my extension to remove the bolts. Throttle body is loose. It's only being held on with 1 bolt, so I'm holding it with the other hand. And remove the final bolt and just unscrew it, and as I unscrew it, I'll just lift out the throttle body. So the gasket slid down. Here we have our throttle body. Take some brake parts cleaner and a rag. Just wipe down the mounting surface for the throttle body. We want it to be nice and clean for the gasket. I'm going to take the gasket and 2 of the top bolts, place them through. Make sure you mount it correctly, because it could go this way. You could try to put it on this way. It won't work that very well, but it will go this way. Place it up against the intake manifold. Thread the bolts in, get them caught. Okay, I can let it sit. Install the bottom bolts. Just going to take my 5mm Allen socket and the extension and just by hand get these tight. I will come back with the torque wrench and torque them. These bolts, the torque is 64 to 84 inch-pounds, which is about 5 to 7 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to tighten them down evenly by hand. Right, so I feel them get tight, and then I'm going to stop. I can reconnect the electrical connector. Reinstall the intake tube. Start by pushing it over the mass airflow meter tube. Installing it onto the throttle body. I'll tighten the hose clamp on the throttle body. I'll line it up in a spot that I can get to it. I'll reinstall the hose clamp on the mass airflow meter side. Reinstall this breather hose. Don't forget about the clamp. First step is to perform the accelerator pedal released position learning. So do not depress the accelerator pedal. We're going to turn the key on for at least 2 seconds. On for 2 seconds. Off for 10. On for 2 seconds. Off for 10. And that should complete that procedure. Perform the throttle valve close position learning. Make sure the accelerator pedal is fully released, so don't put your foot on it. Take the key, turn the ignition on. You're gonna wait at least 10 seconds. When you turn the ignition off, you should hear the throttle valve make a whining sound as it returns. That way you confirm that the throttle valve is working. What we're showing you here with the intake tube off is just what the throttle body is doing during the relearn process, just to give you a better visual idea. Now we will perform the idle air volume learning procedure. But before that, the car has to meet certain criteria. So it needs to be running. We need to run it first and get it up to temperature and make sure that the charging system is putting out at least 12.9 volts. So I'm going to start the car. We're going to let it idle. You want to make sure the headlights are turned off. You want to make sure the AC is turned off. Basically, no electrical loads. You want to make sure the steering wheel is straight ahead and that the vehicle is in park. We're going to let the car come up to operating temperature, and then we'll perform the idle air volume relearn. At idle, we want to make sure the vehicle has more than 12.9 volts at the battery, and that's got more than 12.9 volts, so we're in good shape. With the vehicle at operating temperature, now we do the idle air volume learning. So now the vehicle is up to temp and our preconditions are met. I'm going to make sure after I shut it off that the vehicle ignition has been off for at least 10 seconds. It has. So the next step, we're going to turn the ignition on without pressing the accelerator pedal and wait at least 3 seconds. Now we're going to quickly press the accelerator pedal 5 times in 5 seconds. Wait 7 seconds. Check engine light will begin to flash. We'll hold the accelerator pedal down for 20 seconds. The service engine soon light will stop blinking. We're going to release the accelerator pedal within 3 seconds. Start the engine, let it idle. Rev it a couple times. We'll just confirm that it returns to the correct idle and there's no check engine light on. So for our automatic transmission vehicle, the engine idle should be around 700 RPM in park, or the neutral position, give or take 50 RPM. So it looks like we're right about there. And the procedure is complete. You've changed the throttle body.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at 1AAuto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.